There has to be a bass out there. There just has to be. Come on, bass. There has to be a bass. We have some surf. So the tide is something like 6:40, low tide. So I haven't got a huge amount of time to set up. So I'm trying my best to set this up as quick as I can before any other cameras go on. Last day of this year, 30th of June 2026. I'm going to set up one of these rods as quick as I can and get it into the surf. Fresh out at the top on one lug, fresh out at the bottom. 6-ounce lead. I'll thread it through like I'm knitting, sewing. Running and ready, and I'm going to chuck a bit of squid on there as well. That's it. Fresh out squid, bit of bluey. I've got some frozen prawns. I even got some sand eel as well. But what I do is I will fish until the tide hits the shingle, more or less at that point. And there's that rig there. That rigged up for there. And the top one, I shall chuck a couple of lug on there. I might even I'll put a few lug on there in a sausage form because I am using a big hook, so it's not like I'm intending to catch a little fish, a flat fish with small mouths. I've got really big hooks, so in turn I have big baits. All the rigs that I'm using today I will put up on the screen. I shall chuck this up tide, which means to my right. I head it out as far as I possibly can with this one, although it is a running ledger, so there's only so far you're going to be able to get that one out. Today is 30th of June 2026 and I am down the left side of the pier by quite some margin. So I'm about 400 or 500 yards actually from the left hand side of the pier, and I'm not too far away from the rocks that's to the left of me. That is if I'm facing the sea. This was a last minute kind of decision to go, so I'm not prepared as I'd like to be. The left hand rod has got a Portsmouth rig with 2 O hooks on there. On the top snood there's 2 fresh out lugs. On the bottom snood there's 1 fresh out lug, and the snoods and the type of setup I've got for that rig will be up on the screen. On the right hand side I did want to have a dongle rig with a pulley panel set up, but for some reason I haven't got it. I can't find them. And I've got a feeling I know why I can't find them, and it was because of a session that I was going to have and decided not to at the last minute, where I had pulled some bits out in another bag ready. So that includes my weighing scales, it includes my pulley rigs, some weights, my knife, amongst other things. But I've got the bare essentials minimums that I need for today's session. On the right hand side, I have got squid and bluey on a running ledger rig. And again, the information for that's going to be up on the screen. Either way, there is a chance of catching today, and I chose this particular location. I had no plans of what beach I was going to fish on, but this particular location I chose because I just saw the surf. And I thought, that looks bassy tonight. So I thought, here we'll do a bit of surf just down here. I'm looking for the breakers and I'm casting between those breakers so that I'm getting right in the cut. And that's exactly what we want. Southwesterly wind today. My back's to the wind and so is my rods. And we're only here for the first 3 hours of the low tide. So that's all good and well. I think that's around about it for the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate on fishing, concentrate on looking at those rod tips, and hopefully we'll catch something today. Of course, the main objective to start with is to avoid a blank, but you can't always control that. What you can do is you can try your best. And I forgot to add with the running ledger, I've actually got a couple of lug on the top snood. Normally you wouldn't have a top snood, but I do with this particular rig. I do actually have a one up and over. It's a 4-foot one and it's a dongle. So maybe that might be a good option. It's 4 foot. It might be too turbulent out there for that, but we won't know until we try. As I said, my dongles are not on there. We're the Peddy dongle set up, but we've actually got a dongle set up on this one up and over. So I'm going to use that. A 3.0. We've got a 3.0 hook at the top of that dongle. See there? This one's a brand new rig. Get that on there, we'll get that set up. One up and over. It's 4 foot in total, but when you rig it up, it's only 2 foot long when you hang it all up. I'm going to put these 2 bluey heads on there. Up a little bit. That's it. And then we'll slide that off. So I've at least got a couple rigs set up on there now. Should bring in the other one on the left in a minute. Portsmouth rig is on the right rod now, and our bluey's on the left rod. Yeah, I think I am actually on my own rig. Bound by seaweed. So I was on my line. I've just flicked out the other rig quickly with the bluey on, the squid. That hadn't done its time yet. It just got brought in with this rig. Okay, let's try it again, shall we? Let's try again. Chuck this one into the surf. Got a lovely trajectory off that one. We'll keep these rods casted apart, I think. Let's get this one up and over on, I think. All right, this time we're going to try and get this one out a bit further. So I'm going to add some squid to it and some sand eel to it. Squid, bluey, sand eel. I think I'll put just maybe a prawn on the top one. It's worth a go, isn't it? It's worth a go. I'm going to put a couple of raw prawns on there. So right now it's actually 7:38 and it was about 6:40 on the low tide. So the low tide really hasn't started to really push in yet. And we get the tide times up, we can see. So the low tide is actually 6:57 actually. So 7 o'clock low tide. It's only been low tide for 38 minutes. So we're still within a good chance of catching. There's a nice bit of surf there. So I'm really hoping to catch a bass. Bass is my target today, but as I said in the outset, catch any fish just to avoid a blank is great, but to catch a bass any size would be great. There's certainly some lovely surf out there, I can tell you, there really is. So you can see this is bassy. This is so bassy. Look at that surf. That is definitely bassy out there today. I'm going to get myself another Portsmouth rig out there. It's an 18-inch snood with a 3/0 at the top, and it's a 16-inch snood at the bottom with a 3/0 on the bottom. So really want to catch a bass today. So I'm going to get some, I'm going to load this up with some nice fresh out slugs on these. This is definitely one of those case scenarios where you say everything's perfect. If it was a little bit darker, then it'd be absolutely bang on because it's still quite bright. But the water is murky, so there is a chance that the bass can come in quite close still. I feel optimistic that I'm going to catch a bass today. This is absolutely bang on, perfect for bass. That south-westerly, a nice surf, loads of ripples coming down. If right now we were at the dusk time, if we were at sort of 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and we had this low tide at that particular time, the chances would be even better. The only thing that may put them off is just simply the bright daylight. But I've caught bass so many times throughout the years in bright daylight. We just need these kind of conditions for it to work. So right now, the right one has got the fishy bait on, and that's out at distance. A 4 foot, one up and over. I'm going to bring that left rod in with the lug on, and I'm going to put the other Portsmouth rig on, and I'm going to put it just out on the surf, about 30 yards out. So we're still getting plagued with the seaweed at the moment. There's not a huge amount of seaweed. I'm not going to put it out far at all. I'm going to sort that one out in a minute. I'm tempted to put it out where those rocks are over there, but I'm just going to keep it in front of me. That's it. Just in the surf there, not very far out at all. We keep going with these fresh out. As I'm loading up my rigs with double amount of lug, I'm getting through them quite quick. But I can't go sparingly giving little bits out there. You know, I need to catch one big fish or one decent fish. Got a fish to catch. Got to reserve my bait. To be quite honest with you, though, these lug are not all that. They ain't. Very thin. There's actually tons of cast down here, so I think next time I will be bringing my pump down to try down here, because down actually this area, the lug, they're not massive, but they're actually really decent. At least they were the last time I came down here and done some fishing. So the left-hand rod has got a lug on and it's out just in that surf there. It's actually in the trough. It's 8 o'clock now. So I suspect that it should start to really push in now. There it comes. Here comes the flood. We're actually starting to see it push in now. It's starting to flood proper now. And there's still plenty of surf. So if I'm going to catch, it's going to be probably in the next 15, 20 minutes, I'd say. Normally here, when I catch bass, it's always been within the hour of the flood. I don't mean according to the timetable, I mean according to when it really is flooding, because there is a slack period at the bottom there for a while. I'm going to bring the right hand rod in, and I'm going to put that rig on there, the running ledger, which has got the cocktail of a bluey, squid, and peeler crab. No, not peeler crab. What do you call it? Sand eel. That's the one. And on the top snood, there's two lovely fresh prawns on there. And it could be the case that there is something on here and I'm not seeing it purely because it's such a long way out. So the lead is already broken. Doesn't feel like there's anything on there. Big clump of seaweed on there. But it's not May rot. Okay, nothing on there. That's changed that over for the rig that we was just talking about. I'll take that off. Put that carefully in the middle and put this one on. That's it. I'm going to sort this one out in a minute. Okay, let's get that one out. I want to get it out just in the surf there. Didn't realise my gripper leg wasn't on. Okay. Does me. I'm going to make a sausage lug to put on there. Right, that one up and over is ready to go out. I'm going to bring this one in and put this one out, that one out. Can't believe I've got clicking on this reel as well. Let's get this one in and get the other one straight out. So let's get this one up and over out there. Do you know what? I'm going to put this up tight. Boom! My Daiwa 7HT Mag ST, the newer reel, it started clicking on the handle like my other Daiwa 7HT Mag. So I'm wondering what it is that's making it click. Every time I do a turn, it's clicking. There has to be a bass out there. There just has to be. Come on, bass. It has to be a bass. That one's ready to go out. This one needs rebaiting. That one is all right. As I said, the lug, I don't rate the lug. In fact, the lug is pretty abysmal what I've got left. I'm going to be putting at least 3 of these lug on there at once because they're not all that, if you have a look, not all that great. I'm going home with no bait. I don't want to go home with any fresh outs. This is the last of the lug. Very mushy, watery. Right, that's the last of the lug. I have got some crab, hardback crab with me, so I shall try that in a minute. That's the last of the lug. Keep those lines nice and tight. In half an hour, it will be 2 hours from the low tide. By the time the water hits the shingle, I shall pack up regardless whether I've catched or not. Or whatever comes first, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock's really about half an hour from now, so it's actually 8:30 now. Could bring the left rod in, put another one of these out. So that's the last of the fishy baits. Put it on mags 4. I'm going to try putting it out a distance. Oh. I know it's coming in from behind me. Right, now I think it's time I tried some crab. Chucking everything at it tonight. Now these are not peeler crab, they're hardback crab. I've got 3 of them with me today. I'm going to take their legs off and I'm going to crush the shell and then just bind them up. That's 3 crab there. Crushed. And I'll get that out on their ledger, running ledger. These have got 6/0 hooks on these. We are on the last stretch now. This is the last stretch. Let's get in the right rod and put the crab on. There's certainly nothing on there. Even if it is a blank today, it's still good that I came out, and it's good for our viewers to watch. You just got to try. Just crab on the bottom there. I'm not going to bother putting the top snood out with anything on it. Just got to get this over the right side there so we can put it out. And I ain't going to put it out far either. Okay. That rig is in. Nothing touched the sausage lug. I'll bring in the left rod and put the other Portsmouth rig out there, but really, really close in. That's all I can do, really. So far, the fish are touching nothing. This will be the last Portsmouth rig with lug that I've got on there tonight. So I'm going to try, what should I try? I'll just put it in front of me. It's all I can really do. Got that one out a really good distance. And that's going to be my last cast for tonight. So if we're going to catch, it's going to have to be on these. I'm going to pack away those rigs that I've got there. And when I do that, I want you to keep an eye on those tips for me. Did you see anything happen? To be honest with you, I think we're looking at a blank tonight. It's such a shame because we've got a south-westerly, we've got murky water, we've got lovely surf there. Clearly, the fish are either way out in deeper water, or there's something to do with the conditions that they just don't want to feed. I wish I had the answer for you. I wish I had the answer to days like this. It's kind of one way, I suppose, why we go back and try again. But also, it would be nice to at least try to understand why we get these kind of sessions. I will leave this for a little bit. We are right near 9 o'clock, so right near. That'll be roughly 2 hours of the flood. Hits the shingles, and that's normally about it. Not to say that there won't be anything, but for the fact that I haven't caught one single fish during that 2 hours of the flood, it shows that the likelihood is me sitting here for another hour or so would be futile. I will leave it low, just for another 5 more minutes. And if I catch something, I will come back. If not, I'll use this opportunity to say once again, thanks for coming by and watching BeachUK, watching me give it another bash down here to see if I can catch a fish. Even though it was a blank, I tried my best, and hopefully you got some kind of entertainment out of it or learned something from it. And if anything, it may be the case that you've tried also to fish recently in your area and you've had similar conditions and you still have not caught. And sometimes it's good to see other people trying similar things, to see that they're not the only one. Anyway, for those of you who haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I really do appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. You'll be given all the latest information if you subscribe and hit the little bell so that you get those notifications. I'm going to keep on trying, keep on learning, and keep on trying different tactics. And the only way that you're ever going to catch anything is to be in it. You've got to be in it to win it.